Good morning, good evening, good night, you lovelies. It is the one, the only, Cappy D. Barra. And we are here for a review. For WWE Smackdown August 8th. The Fed. Let's see if the Fed can repair some of the damage that they've caused after Summer Slop. All right. Building towards ass in Paris. All right. While we're getting towards ass in Paris. All right, we have a Cena intro. Cena comes out and the pop is massive. I mean, it's John Cena. I'm like, what did you expect? He is, going to be having his last match tonight in Montreal, Canada, and it is a hot environment. And the chant, "Thank you, Cena," for at least 15, to at least 20 seconds straight. They completely hijacked the promo. It was beautiful. And this is the exact kind of run that Cena deserved. This is just more evidence, that the booking on WWE's behalf has not been the most consistent when it comes to John Cena. And it's a shame to see because the fans, they adore him. He starts talking about his match and about this being his last couple of runs, WWE, with all the superstars. And he kind of buries Brock. He kind of says, I didn't choose Brock. Essentially because I didn't think he was worth it yet. Like he basically says that there are other people on the card that are a little bit more deserving. Unfortunately though, Logan Paul comes to the ring. Not for nothing, Logan Paul does kind of make the best out of this shit sandwich. He said just 4 weeks ago or something, you said that I was the best pro wrestler in the industry or something like that. And John Cena, having to think of something on the fly, just kind of called him a dumbass. He got a big pop from the crowd. That little kind of interaction though, it really does expose the creative at WWE and how inconsistent they are with their storytelling. I mean, this even being able to go off the fly with both of these kind of characters and both of these talents more or less burying the creative for their lack of creative decisions. It's very interesting. We do also get a Cena segment with Truth that we'll be getting to later. But this run has just not been proper. I'm not excited for Logan versus Cena. I think there are hundreds of other superstars, either you could bring in hypothetically, I don't know, maybe you want to bring The Rock back, right? But for you to sit here and give us the options of Logan Paul, the Trump supporter, or Brock the molester, I'm just not really a fan. There are other talent back there that could go at least 20 minutes with John Cena and put on a classic. I know they can. It's just upsetting that we're not going to be able to witness that for whatever rhyme or reason. We get a tag team match with Cody. I'll get to this, being that this is the finale this is the main event of our show. But I do have a lot of thoughts on this. I don't think it was a bad match, but that being the placement for Cena just in the middle of the night, I just wasn't a massive fan of. Ending up this segment, we do kind of just close with Drew McIntyre running in and Cody obviously saving John and setting up the match. But mind you, these two people despised each other 5 to 7 weeks ago. It is just a very interesting choice on creative's behalf. But I mean, again, we can't do much about that. Next in the card, we get the Bloodline versus Motor City Machine Guns. This is a jobber match. It's really unfortunate that Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin have to sit here and work in these conditions within the Fed, but it's what they sought out. And I'm not going to sit here and say that there would be gold tier superstars in the AEW, but what I can say is that AEW has me rooting for the Outrunners. And if you're going to ask me on a talent level who's more compatible with my taste and just my style of wrestling, it's obviously going to be Motor City Machine Guns. But they have to lose to the Bloodline because of course they do. This is a silly fucking choice. Nick Aldis eventually comes out as Solo talks his bit of shit about Jacob and they try to exit the ring. He says that he will be going up against Sami Zayn. My issue with this is that we got a Sami Zayn match with Karrion Kross on SummerSlam. We also got a Solo Sikoa match on SummerSlam for the United States Championship. So why couldn't we just finagle something hey, well, technically Solo, you cheated during SummerSlam and Sammy did win a match. So if you want to be technical, these people are entitled to a fair and by the books title match. And I don't know if somebody's listening and they're just actively trying to rib me, but to have your United States champion not wrestle on the card and to not have your Intercontinental Champions just not wrestle on the card, that's a big problem, right? But to have them on the card and then to not even treat their championships like they are secondary belts. The idea that they're not because your cards are so lazily put together during the pay-per-views, it really does affect the booking. Because Sami Zayn, for all intents and purposes, he kind of deserves a bit of a title shot. I mean, he's had at least 3 wins for his last matches. He won on a pay-per-view. Solo Sikoa cheated for his last United States Championship match. So the pieces are there to give Sami to at least have some kind of title defense on SmackDown or Raw. They just don't do it. I don't know. I really do think it is a lack of just lack of creativity. It's really just a lack of creativity. It really is just like a lack of creativity. Next segment, we get guys, I don't want to talk about this. I really don't want to talk about this, guys. We get Alex Bliss, we get Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair exchanging gifts and birthday cakes because it's Alexa Bliss's birthday. A happy belated birthday to Alexa Bliss. And you know, every time it's somebody's birthday, I think back to when it was Naomi's birthday in Canada in Elimination Chamber, and the entire crowd participated in singing her happy birthday. And I just think about that. Let's just organically overface being celebrated just for making it these many years on Earth, right? Alexa Bliss goes out there, and now we have to forcibly care about her birthday. There's the obvious kind of like forced kind of opposites attract thing happening here. Charlotte Flair gives her this doll, man. Oh, there's so many pieces of this I just don't like. Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss individually are hoopers and they're amazing in-ring talents. I don't know what kind of fucking creative this is to put them next to each other just so Charlotte Flair can get a bit of the rub from Alexa Bliss. And then after that, you're going to cut off Alexa Bliss like a diseased hand and leave Charlotte to swim with the big sharks, like Rhea, like Bianca Belair, like one of these days, eventually a Liv Morgan. It's unfortunate because I think if we're going to be honest, I don't know if Charlotte Flair can compete in a promo match with Liv Morgan. That's a problem. That's not on Charlotte. That's on creative. Or should I say, quote unquote, Ashley, like the wrestler, right? But no, it's not on them. It's on creative. It's creative's job to sit here and produce something worthwhile. And the fact that they can't even do that with somebody as amazing as Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair, this Jade Naomi and Bianca thing that's been going on for like a half a year, they blow these stories so far out of proportion, man. There's nothing happening here. There's nothing happening here with these people, right? Chelsea Green, man, oh my gosh, man. This company is so fucking unbelievable. They're overworking Chelsea Green to an extreme amount, right? She has had 3 matches in the course of 7 days. 7 days. Now she's a wrestler. She's a hooper. So that's something that she's probably normal to. That's something she's probably used to, right? She's probably trained her body to be up to that kind of conditioning. But it's not healthy. Like even on a crowd response level, every single time we turn around, it's Chelsea Green. There's no more heels around here. The only heel around here is Chelsea Green. Anytime you need a face to kind of go up against somebody and get the comeuppance, Piper Niven and Alba Fire. Again, 2 amazing fucking in-ring talents. Piper Niven deserves so much more. And they're relegated to sneaking in cakes for what? Chelsea Green to hit an unprettier into the cake, which we all knew would be reversed because Charlotte Flair isn't going to get her face in a fucking piece of cake. Are you insane? Are you crazy? I don't know. I hate the coddling that goes on in this company sometimes. And I think little things like Charlotte Flair can get cake on her face, push off Chelsea Green, wipe off the cake, and then hit a famous 4. And then maybe she feeds a piece of cake to Alexa Bliss. That's so simple. It's so simple, but that's too homoerotic. So they're not going to go for it because they got a bunch of Trumpies in the fucking crowd, right? Oh my gosh, man. I want these people to do better with the fucking amazing talents that they have. But they won't. They fucking won't, man. They fucking won't, man. And you know what? The cake spot, it did pop the kids. That's their target demographic. But it was just not worth the while, man. Not worth the while. It seemed really lazy. Wasn't on board. We get a backstage segment with John Cena and R-Truth. And this is kind of where I'm going to rant a little bit. This is something that could have happened 5 months ago. 5 months ago. I want to remind all of you that R-Truth is not supposed to be employed by WWE. That John Cena is not supposed to be a face, and that these 2 interactions aren't even supposed to be happening. So you know what happens during the entirety of the interaction? John just buries creative. He just buries creative. Now, am I upset with that? Not really. Not really, because the creative kind of deserves it. But fuck, man, are you making every other story that they're going to try to tell after this so much harder? So much fucking harder, because I know that they're intentionally stepping over their own feet with the Unreal show. And now I know on the behalf of John Cena, R-Truth, Logan Paul and Cody Rhodes, that creative is simply just involving themselves in the matches and in the stories to an annoyance. Half of the superstars in the Cena heel universe kind of situation have completely flipped on their ideals when it comes to creative, and it makes everything look like such a cartoon, man. Like, R-Truth should have this like chip on his shoulder about John Cena, and then they should go out there and have a 25-minute classic, something that Ron Killings and John Cena, two amazing veteran acts, are able to put on. I don't know. Stuff like this just seems really simple. It seems really like to the point, but I guess it's not. And I guess maybe putting Ron Killings in a good light, putting John Cena in an interesting tweener kind of light, something that he's been on since at least 2013 when he was in that fucking god-awful Zack Ryder and Kane storyline. There's just a lot of pieces to this that are just like, wait, and we're never going to do anything with it, but just keep waiting for it. Trust us on this. And it's like, I'm done with trusting WWE. I'm tired, right? Fucking worldwide excrement. I'm done with this shit. We get a Cody, John Cena, Drew McIntyre, Logan Paul match. I want everyone to guess what kind of match this reminds them at. Does this remind anybody of the sloppy pay-per-view fucking tag team matches that we've gotten on both SummerSlam and Night of Champions? Does this ring any bells to anybody at all? This match, that match right there, and this match, anything? Any similarities? This match, like, they're all the same fucking thing. They're all the same match. They're all the same fucking match. It's a bunch of really cool performers going out there waiting for their spots to get hit. It's such a shame that people try to sit here and put their fucking foot on the neck of AEW and other promotions, kind of like a New Japan Wrestling, when it comes to choreography. And that's all these motherfuckers do, are just choreography, like, are just hitting choreography. That's all Logan Paul does. Logan Paul sits here and he gets fucking dick rolled and glazed to the 19th fucking power by all the talking heads in WWE. But God forbid Will Ospreay hits a correct lion salt, then the fucking world will explode. God forbid Kenny Omega sits here and plots out a move on the apron to hit a springboard. Then the entire world is gonna fucking implode on itself. But Logan Paul can go out there and literally act like a fucking stunt man, bro. It's a joke. It's a fucking joke, bro. There's a really good part of this match towards the end and the finish of it, where Drew McIntyre, he starts just claymoring the fuck out of Cody Rhodes. I liked it, man. Drew McIntyre deserves a fuck lot more in this company, man. If you ask me, he belongs in the dub. But there's a lot of good things about Drew McIntyre. There's a lot of solid things about Cody Rhodes, the performer. You know, again, you're never going to hear me say that there's a bad wrestler on this planet, being that I don't wrestle and I can't take bumps. So until I start getting my 1-2 in, man, I'm not making no kind of fucking comments like that, my guy. But Cody, really solid wrestler. Drew, really solid wrestler. So, it's a really clean heel versus face. Can't be upset about that. My only issue is the booking. Drew has to go over, and for Drew to go over, that means that Cody is going to look weak. This company can't afford to have Cody look weak, being that he left the fucking situation he did with AEW, and now he's more or less a shareholder in, worldwide excrement due to, American vodka or whatever the fuck that shit's called. It's just a lot of moving pieces here. Ideally, Drew McIntyre is going to join some kind of group that is going to help him cheat, leading to like a best of 5 with Cody. That's something I'm heavily on board for. I'm heavily on board for best of 5, best of 3 with Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre. What I'm not on board for is bad creative. Simple. It's a really simple premise here, guys. I like good creative and I like good fucking matches. I don't like good pops. We talked about that. There's a difference between good matches and good pops. I like good matches and good creative. And I think that Drew McIntyre and Cody could put on a really solid fucking match. I'm worried about that creative though, man. I am really worried about that creative. I most likely missed a thing here or there. But I'm gonna be honest, guys, SmackDown's kind of whatever now. It's not really anything. It was supposed to be like the secondary show to get you hyped for, the pay-per-view on the way, or, get you hyped for the next episode of Raw. But now it's just kind of like just filler. It's a lot of filler shit on this card. The stories, unfortunately, aren't going anywhere. Charlotte Flair and going to be going up against the Her Service. Then, okay. But, what's the build towards this? Is Chelsea Green's group going to go over? They should be going over. It's just it's a lot of mess here, guys. It's a lot of mess. But you know, I was here to review it. I was here to review it, and I saved you guys the hassle. You know, so you're welcome. This has been Cappy D Barra. You know, that was Smackdown, August 8th, 2025. Didn't have a lot of fun. Didn't have a lot of fun, but can I be honest, guys? A lot better than Summer Slop. A lot better than Summer Slop. I tell you that much. Yeah. All right, guys. I'm gonna get on out of here. I'm gonna get on out of here. This is Cappy D Barber. Stay tuned and stay beautiful. Peace, y'all.